Hey guys, welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. I came across some more information on the C8 mid-engine Corvette, some of which seems to point to a possible indication of a release date. So let's just get right into it. Alright, so this first picture here, this is a picture from a place called KKS Studio. From what I've read, they actually specialize in making these renderings based off what they've seen and things that they're able to put together. From what I've read, they are extremely accurate. In the past, they have released renderings that show what the car is going to look like well before the car is actually exposed. And in the past, they have been almost dead on. Now, with that being said, this does look to me a lot like what we could see underneath that zebra wrap. I'm still not 100% sold on it. There's still just something odd to me from the passenger side door back. Something just doesn't look finished. So again, I'll reserve final judgment for whenever I see the actual car. But odds are good from what I've read. This is going to be very, very, very close to what we actually get. This company has had a lot of success in the past showing a rendering that ends up looking a lot like the final product. Now, I actually came across a site talking about the C8 Corvette logo. And as you know, the C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, they have all had slight different variations on the Corvette logo itself. None of the generations have shared a logo. So most of the renderings we're seeing, for the most part, have the C7 logo on the front just for, argument's sake, to let people know that what they're rendering is in fact a Corvette. But it's not, the final product is not going to have the C7 Corvette logo. It's going to have its own special logo. So with that being said, the C7 logo was actually shown off almost about a year and a couple months earlier than the actual car was shown. So the C7 logo was originally shown at Coral at Petit Le Mans. I'm probably butchering that name because I'm not real good with the French stuff, but basically it is a race that is coming up in about 3 weeks. And that particular race is where the C7 logo was revealed in 2012, October 2012. The actual C7 wasn't revealed until January of 2014 at the Detroit Auto Show. So we're looking at, like I said, about a year and 3 months or so before the actual car was shown off that we got to see the logo. So if the pattern stays the same, odds are very good we will see the C8 logo in about 3 weeks at this same race. This picture was kind of interesting to me because it obviously shows the C8 front end as well as the C7 front end in the background. So it really gives you a nice contrast between the two to see exactly what the differences are. Honestly, the C8 in this picture at least actually looks a little bit wider to me than I thought it was going to be. It looked, for the most part in a lot of the earlier pictures, it looked like it was going to be a little bit narrower than the C7. So this is actually going to be a little bit wider, it looks like. And I mean, just to see them both compared, you're looking at what appears to be very, very, very different cars. This picture kind of interested me because the way that rear end opens up appears to be much larger than most mid-engine cars with the rear access panels. Usually on most rear mid-engine cars, the access panel in the rear is just that black portion that you're seeing. Whereas with this one, it appears the entire back is opening up. It's kind of strange. Obviously not sure if that's going to make it to production or if maybe that's some sort of special access that only the dealership will have. Like with McLarens, a lot of them you can't actually get into. So it's possible it's something like that, but that looks like a little extreme as far as surface area for opening and closing the rear access panels. Another interesting thing here is that the car obviously has a Sparco seat on the inside instead of what would be a production seat. So if they're going around the Nürburgring to try to get times and collect performance data and stuff, it's odd to me that they would have aftermarket parts in there, considering they typically weigh less and everything else. So I would feel that would skew some of the data. But Nevertheless, this is the car that's going around the Nürburgring right now, so I guess we'll see what it ends up coming out as. This picture again here is another one showing the front end of both of the C8s here. One of them showing having a front lip, and the other one showing no lip. Again, I touched on this in one other video, but it seems to me like possibly two different models here, or at least, if nothing else, the option for a front lip with and without an option, I guess. It's hard to really determine exactly what we're looking at. Plus, of course, they're actually testing how much extra downforce it's going to apply. But to me, the car without the lip definitely doesn't look as sporty. So odds are good it's probably going to be an option, just like it is kind of with the current Z06, where you have 3 different levels of aero. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I think the actual emblem release date for the car is going to do a couple things. First, it's going to squash any doubt that this is a Corvette. Second, it's going to give us a pretty good idea of when this car is coming. So if they actually do announce that in the next 3 weeks or so at that race, basically that's pretty much going to give us our timeline for the release of this car. It's going to be released in early January 2020. So if that's the case, we know the car's coming. We know a good idea of when it's coming. Pretty valuable information there. Then also that most recent rendering showing a lot of detail on the car from a company who has been pretty spot on with their past renderings. So definitely good information. I thought I wanted to share it with you guys just because it really is starting to come together. It's starting to put a lot of this in perspective as to when we can actually expect to see this car. So if you liked the video, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next upload.